Hello guys, and welcome to this video where I look at the comic book movies that are released this year, the new year, 2013. Now 2012 was a successful year for comic book movies. I mean, we had things like Batman, oh yes, that's my Bane impression, the Amazing SpiderMan, and of course the Avengers. This video will look ahead to this year, 2013. These will be discussed in order of release date, so starting from the movie released first, all the way to one that's released at the end. Now there is a few movies that I do miss out, things such as Sin City, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but that's because either there's not much interest in those, or the kind of release dates are a bit tentative. It could be this year, it could be next year, nobody's really sure. But anyway, let's kick off with the first one, which is Iron Man 3, which is released in April. Iron Man is the third, it's probably the longest going of the kind of modern generation of comic book hero movies. I think everyone agrees that the second one kind of took a bit of kind of went down a bit. But after the Avengers, I think Iron Man's got a pretty strong footing. Tony Stark was one of the best characters in my opinion in that movie. I'm really looking forward to it. It's got a new creative team. I think Robert Downey Jr. plays Tony Stark very well. I think he is pretty much the best suited candidate to play Iron Man. I can't think of anyone else who'd be much better than Robert Downey Jr. So that's coming out in April 2013. Next is Superman, the Man of Steel. Now, for those who read the comics Superman, it's pretty safe to say it's been a bumpy ride in 2012 in relation to Superman. Some people love it. Quite a lot of people do not like it. Quite a lot of big changes to Superman. However, I think this is where it could take a bit of a turn for most of the Superman fans who maybe want something a lot better than the comics. I mean, we've got the director Zack Snyder and Christopher Nolan of Batman as producers, so they're expecting big things. I think this could be a different side to a Superman film that we've not really seen in a long time. So fingers crossed that this Superman movie is a lot better than the new DC 52 style of Superman, which a lot of people are not really a fan of. So that's coming out in June of 2013. Next, the month after, July, The Wolverine. Now I'm unsure why it's called The Wolverine. I'm assuming it must be because copyright issues or something like that, but it seems a bit of a weird The Wolverine. But there's not really much to say about this movie, because I think within 3 lines I can pretty much say it to you. You've got Hugh Jackman, and he goes to Japan and he's training with a samurai warrior. I mean, if that doesn't say amazing movie, I'm not sure what does. I'm really looking forward to that. I think another point to note is it's just been announced that Hugh Jackman's character, the Wolverine, will be appearing in the sequel to the X-Men movie, which was released in 2011, I believe, the summer of 2011. So that'll be pretty good as well. I'm looking forward to that whenever that gets released. That's probably 2014, probably 2015. I'm just speculating. Next is Kick-Ass 2, which is released in July as well. Now this was the movie that got me into comic books. I went and saw this movie and it was not what I expected. I don't really know what I expected, but I mean, hit girl, you don't expect what a 10-year-old girl to be a hitman. The brutality of it all, just the whole kind of non-superhero aspect of it. It was just amazing. I really enjoyed it. I think one of the things about this movie was it made a lot of kind of what you'd maybe call duff actors now, like Nicolas Cage. He's kind of past his peak, some would say, and turned him into kind of a good character. Now I think what's going to be interesting in this movie for me is seeing how Jim Carrey plays, because Jim Carrey, as we all know, has starred in loads of amazing movies. However, in the past couple of years he's taken a bit of a nosedive in terms of good movies. But I've got high hopes for this. I hope that he does a Nicolas Cage where he actually turns out to be really amazing in this. My only hesitation is that the Kick-Ass 2 comic was a bit too much brutality for me. It was just a bit too full on. But I'd imagine for it to get released in the cinema they can't go as far as they did in the comics. However, I'm still looking forward to it because it's sensational. I'm a big fan of Mark Millar. I've spoken to him a few times when I've met him. Great guy, so I've got high hopes for this. Lastly, which is released in October, is Thor 2, The Dark World. To be honest, I'm not really a big Thor fan. I think the Avengers for me was enough Thor for me to handle. I'm just not really into the Thor character. I think in the Avengers it was just the right amount of Thor, and I just don't think I could go a whole movie of him speaking in Asgardian and all that kind of stuff. I mean, and even at that, the movie over its production life the past year has went through quite a lot of things. They had the Game of Thrones writer, creator, director and all that kind of stuff on it, and he left, another director left, we've got someone else on. The only thing that's going to save this for me would be Natalie Portman. I mean, that's really it. I'm not really looking forward to The Dark World. I would say out of the 5 movies that I've mentioned, the one I'm most looking forward to is Superman the Man of Steel. Just to let you guys know, I will review all these movies when they come out. However, what movie are you looking forward to the most out of these 5 movies? So you've got Iron Man 3, Superman, Wolverine, Kick-Ass 2 and Thor 2. See you guys next time.